Hello everybody, this is Character More Let's Play Dawn of Souls Final Fantasy 1. And we're gonna backtrack, because apparently my original assumption was correct, and these things vary based on what floor they're on, and I need to get to floor 2 for the one critter I missed, the Rios, and floor 4 for the Iron Golem. So I should be fine for that at least. Apparently, the wiki warns that they're quite dangerous. So yeah, we're gonna completely backtrack because I think I'm only in the basements here. Of course, I could be completely wrong. Plus, it'll give me a chance to save since I haven't done that. Let that tick. Girls, behave. You know, now that I'm not wandering the earth lost, I can probably get back here fairly easily now. Let's check it. Well, no, I don't think my magic's gonna help. You know, on the one hand, I'm sitting here thinking, God, I wish I could edit these fights out, but if I did, there'd be no content at all. Well, yes, there would. I get lost easily. But you know what I mean. If I could get this thing to do a true memory cursor, to the point where it always remembers what I did, I can just put judgment stats on staffs on anyone. Everyone! Because I did that fucking mission enough. And just breeze through this whole damn thing. I'm pretty sure I have 3 or 4 of them by now. Yeah, somewhat on the subject, I've been playing a lot more Final Fantasy Record Keeper lately, and it kind of irks me that for Final Fantasy 1 they only have the Warrior of Light, which basically looks like Kyler up there. You know? I mean, there were a minimum of, let's call them 5 to 10, depending on if you count their original classes, heroes in this game, and that's the only one they count. Which wouldn't be so bad, but I like composing my groups of people who are all from the same game, so when I get to Final Fantasy 1, I have a one-man party. Which sounds really dirty. For half a second, I'm like, wow, I wonder if I can beat her faster this time, and then I realized, idiot, you can't level up any more than you already have. I'm about to say, where the hell did I lose magic? And then I remembered, oh yeah, I cast that thunder spell during Kraken's fight. And of course, Jay's cast a couple healing spells along the way, too. I was literally about to ask if I'd ever even been in this room. The answer is apparently no. Simple shit. It's a shame that I have no room for all that money. Because that's a lot of money. I don't think there's anything I could really buy with it anymore, honestly. It's kinda wasteful. And by kind of, I mean obviously excessively wasteful. But it is what it is, I guess. Sure, let's hit these treasure chests as I just wander the earth. I'm kind of amused by the fact that the bosses are coded so that you have to fight them more than once. It's like even the game realizes, yeah, these things aren't a threat anymore. I wonder if they were supposed to be. I really do. Because I dispatched them in relatively short order, but then again, I'm also holding post-endgame stuff. And super post-endgame stats. Oh, that might actually be worthwhile, but probably not. Oh no, that's not. Oh fuck, that's not even comparable. Jesus. I thought it'd at least be comparable, but no, that's kind of retarded, actually. I feel as though I have wronged the game by even suggesting that might be worthwhile. I apologize, game. I didn't mean to be so inconsiderate. Quit biting me. Worms don't have teeth. Hell, they barely have mouths. I mean, they do have them, but it's not much of one. Excuse me, right. No one cares. I just want to fill out my book. Worst part is, they're rare encounters, so this is going to take me a while. Oh my god, the encounter rate in this fucking game! Let me take more than 3 steps. Yeah, the plans for today got kind of massively scrapped. I was supposed to go to HeroClix and play, which I didn't particularly want to. And then we were going to do dinner at TGI Fridays and see Suicide Squad, which would have been awesome. But I slept in, because I figured my friend would call and wake me up at around 1, because he was supposed to be over here early. I woke up to a text from him saying, yeah, I'm just now leaving at 3, so I can't swing by and get you. I can give you a ride home if you go, etc. So I told the roommate that if we were going to go, I'm still at the house, so I'd need a ride. He's like, yeah, I'm broke till payday, so. So I get a nice sit-at-home day, which is fine. I'm fine with a sit-at-home day. Ooh, that was a good treasure. I'll never use it. I have like 13 of the damn things. I can't really imagine a situation where I would need 13 Megalixirs with the kind of threats that I've been up against thus far. I mean, maybe if I were going through that damn 3rd dungeon again, maybe. But I'm not. I made damn sure that I fought everything in that dungeon already. I don't even know why I bothered doing that if it's gonna go this way. But yeah, I've been playing some Record Keeper, which is a fun little game. A lot more fun now that I've had time to build my parties and all that, because it seemed kind of... Yeah, I don't like the fact that you have to unlock the levels the way you do. Like, for example, I've been playing this game for a while, and as of like 3 days ago... You know what? I've been playing this game close to a year now. Because I played it back at the apartment. So, I just now unlocked the ability to do Final Fantasy IX dungeons. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, and 13 dungeons, but no 9 until just now. Because they do some weekly dungeons or monthly special dungeons where you can get crystals to raise the level cap of certain characters. And of course, in those dungeons, you can also get the characters, because they realize, hey, what point is having the means to raise their level cap if you don't have the characters to level up in the first place? Well, I had a ton of Final Fantasy IX characters, and I wanted to level them in their own area, because when you take them to the area they're from, they hit harder, have more hit points, have a better defense, and gain more XP, so it's better to level them in their own world. Well, I tried to do that, only realized I have no Final Fantasy IX world. But I finally unlocked some Final Fantasy IX worlds, and now I have to do Final Fantasy, what was it, 13 worlds? To get a chance to unlock some more of some other worlds, to do more Final Fantasy IX worlds. It's just a big mess. Big mess. Speaking of Final Fantasy IX, you may recall in the Final Fantasy IX Let's Play that they put all of the bosses, the elemental bosses from this game, into it, which is cool. But yeah, the other perk of Final Fantasy Record Keeper is the fact that I've started getting some of the rare items, like you get Mithril as a special currency, and you get certain amounts per day, plus you get one for every major dungeon you beat, you know. I'm sorry, you get it for pretty much every dungeon you beat the first time. Because there really aren't any... Well, there are minor ones, but they're dailies. And you even get them for those. And, like, oh, you can get some relics. Relics meaning equipment in this game. That's what they call them. And, I'm trying to get... I recently started doing it so that my equipment was set up in such a way that at all times characters get equipment from their game, with the exception of the crystal characters, which are just the basic job classes. Like, oh, I've got Sorcerer, I've got Magic Knight, I've got Dragoon, I've got Dark Knight, etc. Those are class characters that don't really have a world. And some of them have weapons that are exclusive, well, not exclusive, but give them special powers that are from other games. Like, I think the Ranger has a bow from Final Fantasy 3 or 4 that boosts his powers. Like, it gives him a special attack. So... But if you pay, I think it's like 50 Mithril, you get to draw 11 special objects, you know, and some of them, it increases your chance of getting higher rarities of them, which is fun. And the first one I got was, for Celis, I got Excalibur, which gives her a new move. I think it's some kind of healing move, just off the top of my head. Or, no, it's a very, very high tier attack for her. And then, as I was going through stuff, because I would do that periodically, and I realized that I had so many specials for different characters. And we're doing the Lost thing again. The coolest one has to be the one I got for Dagger from Final Fantasy IX. Because as the special event was coming up, each time they do one of these special character events, by the way, they have a thing where, oh, you can get this character's signature weapon. Which isn't always their signature weapon, but it's a special weapon for them that does special things. So I already had all of the Final Fantasy IX characters, including Kuja and Beatrix, who were in there, even though they weren't heroes. Well, Beatrix was, but not playable more than twice or once or whatever. I think you use her 2 times in the game. But, there we go, perfect. But anyway, so I had unlocked that. And then like, oh, you can here's this one, and it's going to be half off, so you're paying 25 instead of 50. I'm like, well, I have 25. So I did the special thing, and it's like, oh, you got the Dagger of Resolve. It's Princess Garnet's special weapon. I'm like, I'm fine with this. But the Dagger of Resolve is probably the coolest weapon I've had thus far, because it does... well, it does a couple things, really. First off, it summons the lightning summon, which I've heard is Rama. I've always called him Ramu, whatever. But it summons him. Oh, there's my Rios. One more left, and I think he's on floor 4. Ignore the pause real quick. I'm actually going to look it up. But it summons him, and then for the rest of the battle, it puts her in what they call burst mode, where her attack becomes that, and her defense becomes a healing spell. Or no, her attack becomes a healing spell, and what would have been her defense becomes that, because I had the battle on auto battle, and she kept healing the party. They're heavy power single target heals, but yeah, that's kind of appropriate, I think, that I would just basically lead with that first try. I would get that for her. So yeah, Record Keeper's a pretty fun game. It doesn't update super frequently like some games that I can mention. I have literally had to erase certain games because they updated too damn much. Because phones are stupid. Okay, it is. No, it's the 4th floor basement. Okay, cool. So I basically get to backtrack down to where I was. Okay. But at least now I'm not going to skip anybody. So yeah, it doesn't update super frequently, so it makes it easy on the phone. Because my phone, I don't know about your phones might be different. I've got an Android phone. But how the Android works is it wants a buffer of about 300 megabytes at all times. Which wouldn't be so bad on a computer where, let's say, for example, I want to install an 800 gigabyte to a 800 gigabyte, an 800 megabyte to a 8 gigabyte game. And it's like, well, I want to have a buffer of 400 megabytes before you can download something this big, just in case. That's fine. But this is a thing where if I have 380 megabytes left on my phone, and I want to update or download a 10 megabyte update, it's like, you don't have enough storage space! I'm like, fuck you, dude. I could install Baldur's Gate on this phone with room to spare. You know? It just enrages me that the computer is... not the computer, the phone is designed to do that shit. It's so stupid. Oh, there's another Rios. Just to rub in the fact that, hey, you're in the right place. And if you just stayed up here a little bit longer, there would have been no need for the foolish goddamn backtracking you did. You know, the one that got you lost? Oh, there's 2 more! Yay! But yeah, Record Keeper, I finally started building set parties and saving them into favorites. Because I noticed when you're in favorites, you can divvy certain abilities to them. And let's say, for example, I put Shiva. Let's say I put Shiva on Rydia, but then I also want Shiva for Aiko. Or Aiko, whatever. I forget what I ended up calling her. Let's say I wanted Shiva for Dagger. Well, I could put her on both of them in favorites, and if I switch over to Rydia's party, she'd still have her, and if I switch back to Dagger, she'd have her back, because it just remembers, you want this for this character, so let's make sure they always have it. Which is pretty cool, actually. There we go. But yeah, I have almost a full party of Final Fantasy III characters. I think I've got 4. I've got like 2 Final Fantasy II characters. I have the sole Final Fantasy I character. All of 9, all of 6, all of 4. I think I'm just missing X-Death for 5. I've got all of 7 except for a couple of the side villains, which I don't... I hate 7. I think I have all of 8, which is really kind of funny considering I don't like 8 either. But, I definitely have all of 9. I have most of 10. Ironically, I'm missing Tidus and Yuna, which is funny because I could have sworn I had both of them at one point. So either I remembered incorrectly, or I had them and something happened to take them away from me. Either one is possible, honestly. See, I've got a bunch of characters now at 50 that are on their way to their level 65 things, and once I get those, it'll be kind of fun, because I'll finally be able to start doing bonus dungeons on a regular basis, because once you beat the first dungeon, they unlock a bonus dungeon version, which has, like, 20 levels higher difficulty. And I've never... Shit. Oh, never mind. You cast like Henri. But I've never really been able to do those with any kind of consistency because I'm so underleveled. But not anymore. Alright, we're back on track. I'm sorry about that little detour. I probably could have beaten the game by now, but I wanted to finish this because I went through all that trouble. Gotta go up. I gotta go up to get out. I don't even remember what that's from. I did at least figure out where the phrase stunning sequence of stupidity came from. Because that was a thing that I talked about a couple times. That was a line I remembered, like, oh, what a stunning sequence of stupidity. And for some reason, I always thought it was from one of the Pokemon Coliseum games or Stadium games, but it is not. It is actually from Dragon Half, which is adorably goofy. I actually gotta con my friend into that. I gotta make Jay watch that with me. I'm trying to get him to watch Ranma right now. We haven't done a lot of watch stuff in a long time, which sucks because it used to be a weekly or bi-weekly occurrence that we would watch a movie or an entire series, and now we haven't. I mean, we get the latest Pony episode, and that's it as far as weekly watching stuff. And to be fair, we've actually missed the past 2 weeks, so weekly hasn't exactly held up for a while. But I'm trying to get him to watch Ranma now, just because I like exposing him to goofy shit sometimes, because it's fun. But I definitely want him to see both episodes of Dragon Half, because that is so goofy. I have so little fear for you, monster, that I'm going to auto-battle you. Which, by the way, I want to point out that auto-battle is probably one of the coolest things that Final Fantasy has added for the older games, like Final Fantasy IV. And it's really funny that people hate that feature in, like, Final Fantasy XII, for example. Like, oh, you don't even fight! Well, sometimes you don't want to. I mean, yes, it sucks when you're actually playing the game, that everyone does their own thing and all that, to an extent. But do you really want to sit there and push the button while you're grinding? Hell, Final Fantasy XII takes it a step further where you didn't even have to find random encounters. There's a room. It's actually about the part where I stopped playing the game because I got sidetracked. Because I do that. But, there's a room where these little flan pudding things drop from the sky. And there is a limited amount of them, so when you kill them, they just, they stop showing up once they run out. However, they're vulnerable to petrification, so if you do your, gambits, I think they're called, where you're like, hey, if a monster does this, you do this. If you're at this much health, use this item, kind of thing. It's basically, and you can buy different gambits throughout the game that add more and more auto, conditions. Like, if the monster is, like, 3 times stronger than you, use this spell. If the monster hits you and you're at 50%, use this spell. If you're at 80%, use this spell or this item, you know. But what you can do is you can set the gambits so that if your party gets hurt, you heal them, and if your MP gets low, you use like an ether or something. And you set them, you hit them with the Petrify spell, which does a 10-second breakdown, or countdown rather, and at the end of it they turn to stone and you get experience for it. But because you didn't kill them, the petrification does, the game's like, oh, it died of some other means, here, let us give you another one. So if you kill them exclusively through petrification, they will never stop spawning. And this is important because in 12, you don't level per se. You do, but for the most part, you have this, let's call it a grid. I forget what it's actually called, but it is a grid thing. And you can unlock, it's the license grid, that's what it is. And you do the license and go, oh, I can cast the fire spell now once we have it. I can summon this person once we have them. I can wear this hat. VG Cats did a really funny joke about that, by the way. Like, well, I'm not too stupid to wear a hat. And then it cuts to her wearing it on her face. Like, let's go do some grinding. So it's not so much, it's not like, say, the river rafting section of Final Fantasy VI where you cheat yourself up to level 99. It's more a case of, hey, now I can do what every other Final Fantasy game allows me to do and equip a weapon once I find it. And you have the entirely optional ability to just leave your stats alone, because they're stats and you're like, oh, I'm going to gain 30 attack with this one. So if you don't want things to get too difficult, just don't do the stat ups, you know? Save them for when you actually need them. And yes, there will eventually be a Final Fantasy XII Let's Play, because that's one I never finished. I'm actually kind of looking forward to it, because... By the way, tell me if this is weird or not. I have the Collector's Edition. That's not weird. What is weird is why I have the Collector's Edition, because I was at GameStop. It's something of a thing in my family, for me at least, where on my birthday and sometimes on Christmas, I will get... Well, no, on my birthday... My cousin typically gives me a, like, $20 to $30 GameStop card. And on my birthday, my aunt gives me movie theater passes. Which, hey, I'm fine with. Because I don't really get to go to the movies unless someone pays for it, unless I have a pass. But, so the day after Christmas, I tend to go to GameStop, because usually the day after Christmas they have this sale of like buy two get one free on used games and older games and all that shit. And I don't mind used games, and all I have are older game systems these days. So I'll go up there and I'll get like 10, 15 games. Well, one year I'm like, ooh, here's Final Fantasy XII. I don't have this one yet. Oh wait, what's this next to it? Oh, the Collector's Edition box, with a metal box for the same price? Why wouldn't I? And then another year, maybe it was the same year, I saw, ooh, here's Mortal Kombat Armageddon. I haven't played Mortal Kombat in a while. It's cheap, why not? Oh, look at this. The Collector's Edition for the same price. Take. And yeah, all the stuff's in there, like the bonus discs, the little booklets or posters or whatever the fuck comes with them. It's all there. And it is nice. I love my metal boxed ones. They're fun. So now I get to wander the earth waiting to run into that stupid iron golem, and then I'm finished. Because then the last two enemies in the game that aren't on my list are bosses. Mandatory bosses that I cannot skip. I judge you to be inferior. I finally remembered, and by remembered I mean looked up, I finally remembered the Wind Fiend, Tiamat. You'd think I'd know that with as much as I like dragons. I'm not even going to look at it, it's inferior, I know it is. He's got the Ragnarok, he's got the Ultima weapon, he's got that Cure Staff, and I've got the Judgment Staff. We're good. Anything else is just bonus at best. The rune staff. Rune. I can't wait to finish this game so I can post it after Final Fantasy IX. It sounds stupid that I'm excited to post a game, but that just means that that's something I don't have to worry about next year. And I like being ahead of the game. Literally ahead of the game. Where it's a case of, oh, I don't have to do anything. So far, I don't think I've missed a single day of 2016. Even though there are several projects that didn't go up on time. Or they went up on time, but they didn't finish when I wanted them to, which was in 2015. But 2016's mostly done. 2017's filled out a lot more than it should be, or otherwise would be. And I'm just in high spirits in general. Because once all this stuff's done, I can relax. I don't like, oh no, I gotta do this. No, I don't. Because it's done. It'd be nice to just get to that point where I can just take a year off if I need to and just upload stuff. Let me just set this to auto-upload and go to Disney for a month. If I had the money to go to Disney for a month. If I had the money to go to Disney for a month, you would never hear me complain on This Week in Pyrex again about my finances, because I obviously have all of them. I think at that point, I'm damn near pushing Trump money. I'm not, but you know what I mean. Actually, that's not fair. Trump's bankrupt a lot. And no, that's not a Trump for president crack. It's just being the filthy, ignorant peasant that I am. I don't know many rich people. Trump is literally one of the first three that popped into my head. The other two were Bill Gates and Oprah. So we're gonna wander this area until I find an iron golem. And I'm gonna double check to make sure I haven't already run into one. Nope, he's right there. It's a lot of purple worms. Oh, I can save everywhere in this game. I wish I'd have known that. I wouldn't have left the damn thing on while I slept. I'm sitting here looking for save points. So no, I feel like an idiot now. I could have saved this whole time. Don't suppose it'll let me tent anywhere, too. Probably not. I wouldn't. I'll check, though. Yeah, okay. Yep, this is B4. I just wanted to double check that, so it should be around here. So if I just run back and forth along this hallway, I'll eventually run into one. I mean, but yeah, going back to the subject for me, well, no, for me it was this morning, too. But the subject I was talking about last video, I agree with the concept of a bonus boss, but not an entire bonus dungeon. Because bonus bosses usually don't tend to overpower you too much. By overpower, I mean make you too strong, not destroy you in one shot, because they absolutely tend to do that, and they should. But the idea of an entire dungeon? No, you've seen what happens when you do bonus dungeons in this game, and you'll see it in Star Ocean as well. Hell, you'll see it twice. I'm sorry, I should specify Star Ocean 2, because I think they released Star Ocean 1 on PSP, and I now have a PSP emulator that works. So you will probably see first Star Ocean as well. And I'll probably do it before Star Ocean 2, both for the backstory and for the fact that I think it's going to be a much shorter project. Because I really can't imagine it being a longer one, given the way I intend to do Star Ocean 2. But yeah, in addition to that, my PS2 is back out of storage. Well, not storage, but you know what I mean. Out of the garage. Actually, you don't know what I mean unless you've been following my stuff. Yeah, when I moved here, most of my stuff ended up in the garage, and it's been there for the 6 months that I've lived here. Because, well, partly because a lot of my mom's stuff is in there, even though she didn't move with me. She moved out of state, and I ended up with a lot of her stuff. The implication was that I was supposed to sell it in the garage sale, and never got around to it. Which is good, because now she's back in Florida, and I want to give her back her stuff. She hasn't asked for it. Like, she's not like, now give me my stuff, but you have it sold. It's a case of, hey, I have your stuff, do you want it back? But roommate dug my PlayStation out because he had a game that wouldn't work on his, that he was hoping would work on mine. Turns out it doesn't, but his original copy of it that broke does. None of us can figure out why that's a thing. Especially since looking at the new one's disc, it looks more or less brand new. I mean, it has wear and tear, as games do, but nothing that should prevent it from reading at all. But yeah, with that, I can do more of my PlayStation 2 games, like one of my favorite RPGs, Rogue Galaxy. Which I believe is the RPG that replaced... it replaced Star Ocean 2 for me, which replaced Chrono Trigger for me, which was pretty much always my favorite game. But let's say it replaced 6, just for the sake of argument. Actually, I think Final Fantasy VI would have been my first favorite, then Super Mario RPG, then Chrono Trigger. Because that amazed me that it seemed to use a similar engine to Chrono Trigger. So when I finally played Chrono Trigger, I'm like, wow, does it use, like, timed hits or whatever? Or no? What was it similar to? I think, for some reason, I'm thinking it was similar to Chrono Trigger at the time, but without timed hits. Meaning Chrono Trigger didn't have them. Super Mario RPG absolutely did. Ah, Super Mario RPG, back before I hated Mario. Super Mario 64 is the reason for that bullshit. I finally, like a year or two ago, watched someone play it on a Let's Play, and it is the most butt-ass boring game I've ever seen in my life. Or it's the most butt-ass boring game that wasn't supposed to be educational that I've ever seen in my life. Like, I've seen Proton John play, like, a Mario preschool game just for the hell of it. And even that he made entertaining. Because he's a goofball and he does shit like that. But even when he and NCS and Josh Jepson and Tyler Cedarwall, formerly Attacking Toucans, all did this game together as a race, it still couldn't catch my still couldn't catch my attention. I mean, their commentary was fun, but I didn't watch that game. It was stupid. Part of the reason that game to me is stupid is the, let's call it mission-based play of it, where you go into a world and do a single thing and then come out, and then go into the world and do another single thing and come out. And nothing you did before, for the most part, sticks. Like, all the enemies are back, but I don't like games like that. I mean, if the levels were longer, like, say, for example, if they treated them like a world instead of a stage, kind of like how in Mario 3 you have World 1 with like 6 levels in it, you know, and a fortress and a castle. That would be one thing. But it's like, okay, go to World 1-1 and then get the mushroom. Okay, you won! Go to World 1-1 and get a star card. You won! No. That's stupid. kind of funny, though, that I should mention that, because the reason I qualified that like that is because I thought, hey, I plan on doing Asia Dreams someday, and that game is literally a case of every time you go into the tower and come back out, all of your progress is reset. And I mean all. Like, you drop back down to level 1, you can only go in with 5 items. The only thing that stays the same is your monster's level and the level of your equipment if you leveled it up. This game's gonna be a nightmare to Let's Play. I might not even be able to attempt that Let's Play until 2018. Or 2017, rather, and that's only if 2018's already stacked. Because that game could take me a couple years of posting to finish. No, stop that. Come on. I just need one Iron Golem. Just one. One and done. Say it with me, people. One and done. One and done. That is neither one nor done. Come on. It's not that difficult. I'm gonna laugh my ass off if I've already killed 3 of them and just never noticed. But I don't think I have. I wish the game would make up its mind whether me or Jay hit harder. Because sometimes it's me by a wide margin, and sometimes it's Jay by a wide margin. Everybody dodges but Jay. Okay, you're slacking, buddy. Too much of that easy Californian living. What did he just try to do to me? I wasn't paying attention. Love that staff. It makes... This game wouldn't be hard without it, but it makes it so much less tedious. Because I don't have to stop every couple battles and restock my MP or judge what spell to hit everybody with. Nope, it's all going to be Flare. Though, for the sake of fairness, the final boss will not be fought with special items. Like, I'm not going to use my staves, I'm just going to use actual spells for all my healing and attack. Just for the sake of fairness. Hi, kitty kitty. Hey, Winkles. Good girl. Daddy loves you. I will say one thing. Winkles is probably the loudest purr of the 4. Hi, baby. But Betsy has the coolest purr. Her purr kind of echoes. Good kitty. Okay. Alright, we're going to end this video here, and I will come back once I've fought an Iron Golem. Bye-bye!